Welcome to the Enrich Minds podcast, everybody. How you feeling this weekend? Happy Saturday. The government just reopened yesterday. A lot of families are finally finding relief in the chaos ensued by the Trump administration. His homeboy Roger Stone has got arrested. About fucking time. They're taking them all down one by one. These boys are liars and cheaters and criminals. No matter what level of life you're on, you're not exempt. And Roger Stone is a self-admitted piece of shit, basically. They call him a dirty trickster. The man just always creates chaos wherever he goes. And he's moralist. He's a part of the group of people that believe morals have no place in anything really in life, just win, regardless of what happens. Well, anyway, the government's reopened for 3 weeks though, so more than likely Trump will cross his arms and have another fit in 3 weeks, and hopefully it doesn't happen, but it ain't looking good, and we could be right back where we started. I think the debt is something like $130 billion of what he caused from the shutdown, and all over a $5.7 billion wall. He's a businessman, y'all. Negotiating genius. Deal maker. Go fucking figure. It's unfortunate about all the damage that it caused, with people going to food banks and working for free. You know, when you work and you have no money coming. And I mean, while while a lot of damage has been done, I hope a lot of people that weren't humble have been humbled and see how fast life can change in the blink of an eye. Everything's going good, and everything that you're doing is yielding results that's supposed to make sense to be successful, and the rug is snatched from under your feet. And even though you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, you don't yield the results that you should have. And that can be very humbling and let you know that sometimes you're not as in control of your life as you think you are. It's a figment of your imagination sometimes. Well, I want to tell you guys about a crazy ass story about a man that thought he was in control of his life and his health. And he thought that just because he believed it would work, it will cure his back pain. Well, to cure his back pain, and this is a true story, so don't think I'm fucking with you. A man continuously injected semen into his arm, into his veins, to cure back pain. This happened in Brisbane, and the man eventually went to the hospital because the back pain didn't go away. And while he was there, they noticed that he had an infection on his arm. So they did an x-ray and they realized that he had air trapped under his skin. So the man had no medical training or nothing. And they don't know how he concluded that semen was going to cure his back pain. But he damn near ended up getting his arm chopped off. And they said he left without even getting the infection drained. Rambo. We'll just call him a medical Rambo. I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but that's crazy as hell. And while we're speaking about semen, The Game has released a new track talking about his sexcapades with Kim Kardashian and what he made her do with his semen. Now, I don't want to get too graphic and too disgusting and make you people turn this off, but you can go search it for yourself. But just brace, because Kanye's going to go crazy real soon. He's going to lose. Well, I'm sure he already lost his mind. If I know it, Kanye knows it. Let's say that. Listen, if we know it, they know it. So Kanye might be in a facility right now trying to get talked off of a ledge or trying to find some sort of anxiety drug. But it's kind of messed up, man, because The Game even said on the song, he should apologize, that's his fault. But why would you say that? Could he be desperate to reemerge amongst these young rappers as a superstar again? Could he be thirsty for a comeback like Tiger? Maybe. We'll see, but I don't think, Kanye's not going to fight. But Kanye might go get another round of lipo, hire the best fucking personal trainer and boxing trainer in LA, and he might give his ass a round for his money. I want to go for that route, Kanye. Kanye, I want to see you get shredded. I want to see you get focused on your appearance and your health, and you lock in, and you fuck the lipo. You start eating chicken breasts and fish and veggies, okay? You start exercising 6 days a week, right? Strenuously. The Rock will give you a referral to a trainer, and The Rock himself might put your ass down. So Kanye, get in shape, baby. Come on, let's mind, body, and soul. Let's get you in shape. Let's get your mind back in reality, and you might have to fade the game. Might have to give him that work. You know what I'm saying? 8-piece combo. 8-piece combo. I don't know if you guys heard this story. It was on Vlad TV. It's an old story, but I'll talk about it. So Vlad interviews a man by the name of Ron Newt. Ron Newt is arguing that he is the real Lucius Lyon of Empire. And Terrence Howard stole everything from him. He approached Terrence Howard with this idea about creating a show based on his life. And he had never seen Terrence Howard again. Next thing he knows, Empire's coming out. He sued Fox and Lee Daniels for $1 billion. They told him to get the fuck out of town, baby. You don't have enough proof. But anyway, Ron Newt was down with the Jackson family. He had his sons had a band called the Neutrons, which were managed by Joe Jackson. Well, anyway, this is all pertaining to why Vlad interviewed this man. Well, the man said one day he took his kids over to Neverland Ranch with Michael. See Michael. They playing with the animals and shit in Bubbles. I don't know if you guys remember Michael's monkey, Bubbles, but he fucked around and bit one of the boys. And Michael Jackson asked Bubbles, "Did you bite him?" He said Mike hit Bubbles with an 8-piece combo, all white meat, extra spicy, and devastated his ass. He said Bubbles dropped down to his knees and started praying. Now I want to know, how the fuck does a monkey pray? Did he just mimic seeing Michael doing that shit? I don't know. Anyway, the monkey prayed that for his life. And Ron Newt said he asked Michael, what is he doing? He said he's praying for his life because he know he did the wrong thing. That's exactly how he said it. But that's a crazy story. Speaking of 8-piece. But Kanye, he might need to get trained by whoever trained Michael and hit the game with an 8-piece. Fight for your love, Kanye. Fight for your respect, baby. What else in music? Oh, also in music news, Chris Brown went to jail. And this is what the fuck I was talking about a few episodes ago. Chris Brown gets arrested for rape in France. A lot of women went in on Chris immediately. Went in on him. Without further information, that's all they needed to hear was this man was accused of rape, and Eve was one of the people that went in on him immediately. And the accuser, the supposed rape victim, her story was so bogus. The police said Chris Brown was so sorry for the inconvenience and for arresting you and all this mess. Her story doesn't even make sense, sir. You're free to go. And please don't be mad at us. It's not personal. We're very, very sorry. Chris Brown, Chris Brown is the epitome of what I was speaking about with the R. Kelly situation. Because Chris Brown jumped on Rihanna and had some rumbles with a few cats. Anything this boy is accused, or this man's accused of, he's automatically guilty in the public's eyes. And all you women condemn this man immediately. Now, maybe it's because it triggered something that happened to you in your past, where someone did something to you and you came out about it. No one believed you. And I understand that. But it is dangerous to keep making decisions or forming opinions or coming to a conclusion with no information or not enough information. It takes more than somebody accusing somebody of something. Why? Because there's lawsuits every day in court where people accuse someone of doing them wrong, and it's called frivolous. It's baseless. It's a waste of everybody's time. Shame on y'all for rushing to judgment on Chris Brown like that. And I'm glad to see the man got released immediately. And speaking of releases, the dog just got out of prison, y'all. DMX is home. Hopefully he got a new accountant, and hopefully he got a new mindset, and he's going to keep his focus on his motherfucking taxes. Because, see, if you don't pay that, see, I'm going to tell y'all, when it comes to them taxes, the government going to come and put you in jail if you don't give them their money on that tax. And you can best believe he learned his lesson with Ronald Isley, Wesley Snipes, and all the rest of the tax bandits. And hopefully he stays clean this time, y'all. DMX, please, 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 I hope you prayed the crack monster out of your body during your incarceration, because we need that old DMX, that focused DMX. DMX 99 or whatever, 98, 99, focused like a motherfucker. The rest of them albums sounded like he was rapping when he was in need of crack cocaine and it wasn't around. It was like a hanking rap, something like that. We pray for you, DMX, and we hope you become a father to all. I mean, you're a father to all 38 children, and you'll stay in their lives and be a good example, and you heal the relationships with the ones that has probably been broken. What else we got going on? Oh, prison. I wanted to speak about Tekashi 6ix9ine. I haven't talked about that young man yet. But I was speaking about before rappers in prison, athletes in prison. What is this infatuation with prison? Why do these guys end up in prison? Tekashi 6ix9ine. I don't know much about him other than what you may have heard or whatever, the trolling that he does on the internet, and he's been indicted with some other people that were protecting him. And prior to being indicted, he realized they were stealing from him and fired them all. And the feds got them on wiretap saying that they were going to off his ass, pretty much. Now, it's an unfortunate situation to watch. Now, I'm not a big fan of Tekashi. It's just, his music isn't my thing. Just like country music, just like death metal isn't my thing. So it's not, just because I don't listen to his music doesn't mean I have something against him. I just don't listen to it. I don't listen to all rap music. I listen to duct tape entertainment predominantly. Pee Wee Longway, Alley Boy, that kind of shit. Anyway, Tekashi learns a hard lesson that, when you use somebody or you use people, you're not understanding that you might be getting used too. Sometimes you think you're so smart. Some people think that their cord is slick, is what my brother used to always say. People think their cord is slick, and they think that they're doing all the playing. They think that because they're bringing in all the money, it gives them the power. Well, the power people giveth and people taketh away. Look up the story of Julius Caesar. But anyway, this guy's route to success was trolling people and ruffling feathers, creating a dangerous situation for himself. Well, now he's in a peculiar situation because part of the reason he was able to get away with it was because he had some hitters around his ass, some real life shooters, okay? But now the shooters are like, we don't fuck with dude no more, okay? So it's bad for Tekashi. Whether he's in prison or out of prison, it's bad for Tekashi because he ain't got no more help no more. And those little armed security guards that's around you, they not busting their gun for you. I guarantee you, they're going home, dog. They're going to their family. They don't know you like that. And that little $600 a day you giving them is not worth their life. So Tekashi is, and for people that look up for Tekashi, you guys that decided you might want to take that route, you might want to go rainbow hair, you might want to call some people out and tell some tough guys to suck your dick, right? It's repercussions. And it's repercussions in prison and out of prison. And in prison, if he's sentenced to an extended stay, he can possibly stay in protective custody. I don't know. But on these streets, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for the guy. And all this didn't have to happen. You just, what happened to letting the music speak for yourself? You know what I'm saying? Or itself. Let the music promote you. You want to be promoted. You want to promote yourself by creating enemies. It's a recipe for disaster. But anyway, I just can't see why all these guys get all this money and end up going to prison. It's a growing problem where people think that they need to be tough continuously. Like what is the benefit of being tough if you end up in prison for 30 years? And people end up talking about what you used to do, not what you're doing now. You end up a old wives' tale, a mythological figure. And for what? Because Tekashi has kids. I'm sure those other guys that he's in the indictment with has kids. These kids, man, are fatherless because of their father's decisions. When it didn't have to be like that. You gotta, please people, have a reason for getting money other than material and notoriety. Because the shit ain't gonna last. If that's your sole purpose of money, it just ain't gonna last. If you don't, what about stability? What about saying, I'm gonna be cool for the rest of my life? This is what I need this money for. Don't matter about shining. It matters about giving your family options, as opposed to those of us that come up in poverty. We didn't have no options. It was get whatever job is going to hire you, or go to the military, or risk your life and freedom for a change. And this is the point that I'm trying to make about risking your life and freedom for a change. When you're built like that, when you're built for that kind of lifestyle of risking your life and freedom, it becomes dangerous because it gets comfortable. You're comfortable in that shit. So life, people do what they're comfortable doing, right? People are loyal to their comfort. People can't lose weight because they are comfortable doing nothing. And it's the same thing for a street person. You become so comfortable in the life that you're not really necessarily trying to get out of it. Even though you've seen so many examples of death in jail. A lot of these guys are smarter than that. Big Meech, for instance, he was smarter than that. And he says, oh, I'm doing it because all these niggas depend on me. Pass the plug off, baby. Pass the rock. Pass the ball. El Chapo is the same way. Get out of that shit, man. Say, here, your number 2 in command is now number 1. He got a promotion. Let me get out of this shit. And then he passed the rock. And then he passed the rock. He passed the rock. What you're doing is a dead end. The whole point, I thought, was going legit. Where you don't have to continuously keep risking your life and freedom, even though you're comfortable, even though you built like that. But you know where it leads to. You know the end of that route. Be smarter, people. Come on, man. And especially a person like Tekashi. Tekashi was not built like that. Off camera, there's a lot of sources saying the boy was a good kid. Just wanted to be part of the crowd, pretty much, to sum it all up. He wanted to be part of the tough guy crowd. Well, I got a little message for you tough guys. I come from a street background. I changed my life. But that is neither here nor there, but it gives me the right to speak to you tough guys. The nerds is winning, man. Now, the tough guys are going to prison, getting shot, getting killed. And a lot of you tough guys out there, you guys are tough, but you ain't got no money. It's like, it reminds me of Boys in the Hood. Everybody loved that movie. But the way I viewed it was, okay, Doughboy's a tough guy, but he at his mama's house. He ain't got his own shit. You got a 6'4" bouncing and all, but you in your mom's crib. So what's the point of being a tough guy? If you can't support yourself and support other people, because that's what men do. Men are, a real man is a provider. A real man, other people benefit from that person other than himself. Now, if you can't provide and you can't even take care of yourself, what's the point of being tough? What's the point of being a broke-ass tough guy? Who gives a fuck how tough you are? You ain't got no money. Now, in American society, money talk, bullshit walk. If you ain't got no money, ain't nobody paying you no attention. They don't give a fuck how tough you are. Police come scoop your ass up, put you in, come charge your ass. So look at the nerd's life. The nerd ain't worried about nobody coming for the get back. The nerd ain't worried about police kicking in the door. The nerd ain't worried about nobody kicking in the door, because you can't even reach the motherfucker because he on the 12th floor of some secured building, shit like that. The nerd going on vacation. and I ain't talking about on the run vacation. The nerd is free on vacation. The nerd got cheese in the bank. The nerd got a consistent income. The nerd got retirement funds such as a 401k that he's placing money into for 20 years later. As opposed to you 20 years later getting released from prison, starting all over again, trying to figure it out. Now, like I said, from my background, a lot of what I see is hustlers coming home 10 years later, 15 years later. All they ever did prior to prison was hustle. They don't have no kind of paying skill. Understand, like a carpenter or an engineer, they don't have these skills. So when they upon release, they got to go to a minimum wage paying job. Or if it's not minimum wage, it's not far from it. It's about $40 to $80 a week from minimum wage. And that puts pressure back on them to provide. If streets is easy. They in that environment, it's easier to relapse like that. And so I'm just, sharing information for those of you guys that are infatuated with street life and not realizing what happens later on down the line. I'm one of the guys that I'm still alive. I'm going on 41. I'm still here. A lot of people ain't here. A lot of people incarcerated. A lot of people dead. But what happens when you're still alive? This is for all you 20-somethings and you youngsters, teenagers that's involved in this type of life. What happens when you live? When you keep living, where you gonna be? And that's what a lot of these big homies ain't telling the little homies. All you big homies out there, y'all ain't a big homie if you ain't telling them the real. You done did 10, 15, come out trying to get the same kind of rank that you had when you left, trying to get that name back. You gotta grow up, sir. You gotta grow up, miss. You a mother, you a father. Y'all just leading people down a path of destruction. And these rap boys, this is a blessing to be able to come into that kind of money where you could do a show and get 10 grand. And that's on the low level of music. These guys will do a show and get 10 G's one night. Let's say they go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 30 rack weekend. Legitimately. Legal money. But but in this music business, a lot of these rappers think they have to be some type of street guy. But what is this myth of a street guy? Street guys get fucked with. So I can understand you say, oh, I want to appear tough so people don't fuck with me. People test all street guys. Any tough guy rapper out there done been tested. It's not going to save you. That persona is not going to make people not fuck with you. Because somebody out there is always bigger and badder or just as bad as you. So we should change that. We should change the way these youngsters feel that they need to be hard in order to succeed. And it's people like Big U that's out there, and a lot of the real OG rappers that really come from that, where they out there. And we need more of those guys. Everybody come together and say, kids, man, look, that shit is gonna lead you to jail or hell. And, don't you want to be around to see your kid graduate? My goddaughter moved in with me when she graduated high school. She went to school to become a dental assistant. Well, while she was in school, she asked me to come to be her test dummy, pretty much, for some, what was it, seals or something they had. They needed people that didn't have any cavities. I never had any cavities. And so they needed somebody to put seals on. And so she asked me to come to her school, and I did. And while she's putting these seals in my mouth, I'm just looking at her, and I damn near cried, because it's just like, damn, I'm still around to see her grow up. And, I didn't think I would be. You know what I'm saying? Really, realistically, I didn't know where I would end up. But for me to be there and see the woman that she's become, it made me a little emotional. Because I did it. I made it. And you should make it too. And the new gangster is having a degree. The new gangster is utilizing all of these services that are now available for you guys that weren't available 20 and 30 years ago. Now, I have a niece that I'm trying to urge to take her little ass into the armed services or to school. So she says, I don't want to go to get student loans and be in debt. I said, listen, okay, so you're not in debt from a student loan, but you work at a sandwich shop. Now, what skill is that going to give you for the next job? She says, none. I said, okay, so how do you think you're going to make more money to get out of a bad situation? You in a scenario where you ain't got enough money, and you can't get no money that much more because you lack a paying skill. So it's worth taking your ass to school to get a higher paying wage, such as a nurse making $100,000 a year, and be in debt and pay that shit off, than to stay working these penny ante minimum wage jobs and struggling this whole span of time. You have to take time seriously. And I know it's hard, because I was the same way when I was young. I'm only speaking from a 40-year-old's point of view. I understand this. But take it from a 40-year-old's point of view. And I know most of y'all probably ain't going to feel it because you haven't lived it. But 20 years ago, I was your age. And I'm not speaking from a parental point, from a parental perspective. I'm just speaking of a person that was like, fuck, damn, that was 20 years ago. Time goes by fast. And if you manage your time right, your future will be cool. Your future, everything you do today counts towards 5 years from now. And I know it don't seem like that, because I know it seems like, Oh, I'm gonna get it together. Oh, in the next new year, 2020 gonna be my year. I'm gonna wait till it. But listen, before you know it, 2019 is gone. 2020 is gone, and you in the same spot because there's these things called unexpected circumstances that pop up. Shit that you just can't foresee. But there's a lot you can foresee. And if you work towards that today, that which you can foresee, you can reach that goal. So getting money to shine is not gonna last, people. And time tells you that. Every one of y'all know somebody that you said has fell off. And that person is an example of what I'm talking about, that just didn't think it was going to go away. But there's a lot of unforeseen circumstances. Now, getting money for stability, shining is a byproduct of that. And this is what you're missing. The only thing that money matters for is food, clothes, and shelter. Now, the quality of all those things, it don't really matter because you can still live. But of course, you don't want to live a basic. I'm not a basic person. I'm special. Everybody's special. But when you chase money for stability, solely for stability, shining becomes a byproduct of that because your bread stacks up. Now, when you hustling just to shine, your bread can't never press. It can't never stack because you constantly in it. You got this girl, she want the world. Well, maybe you ain't ready for her. Now, I know she fine and damn, it's like a piece of chocolate cake to you. It's hard to say no. And I know he's sexy and he's everything you wanted, but he just ain't got his hustle together. It might not be the time for y'all to link up like that. It's called a sacrifice. Now, for these street guys, your path is illegal. You're going to prison. The shit you doing, wilding, and trying to keep that respect, and you got to press these niggas listen, you hustling backwards because you going to prison because you continue to do it. Look at the examples before you and the people that got out of it, and take your ass to the studio and stop fucking with all that shit. There's too many rappers going to prison. C-Murder just got denied a new trial, even though the witnesses recanted. All they had was witnesses, 2 witnesses. They recanted their statement and said they was pressured by the police to lie. C-Murder got to sit up until something else get figured out. But all this can be avoided, people. Stop doing anything to get on. Stop playing with your life and your freedom when you don't have to. And think about long-term plans instead of your only plan is to shine and to get that car and to get this Gucci, and you want to do like these boys said in the song, and I'm going to get me some diamonds. And that shit is not going to sustain life. If you focus on stability, being stable, you will never go broke over some bullshit. You'll go broke because of unforeseen circumstances, but you didn't spin it all out. Big Meech wasn't spinning it all out. His shine was a byproduct of his hustle, of what he was chasing. He wasn't chasing the shine. Don't hustle backwards. And stop being tough, man. This tough shit, y'all done got these girls thinking they guys. Now these girls talking tough, and these girls ain't even that feminine no more. These girls sound like dudes when they speak. Fuck happened to that? Why everybody so tough now? It don't get you nowhere. It'll get you shot. It'll get you when you have to shoot somebody, or you know, in altercations that didn't have to be. It's so much easier to not be tough. And especially when you ain't getting no money. It ain't paying the bills being tough. Well, anyway, I'm gonna get out here and go golf. See? All that tough guy shit, you can have it. I'm going golfing today. It's my third time golfing, and I kind of like it. It's nice and peaceful, and there ain't no trouble behind it. You understand? And I hope y'all have a peaceful weekend, a peaceful life, a peaceful year. For that matter, shit. Now, it ain't gonna just stop with this. And hopefully you got something out of it. I'll be back to make you laugh Tuesday. Peace.